well, is that why I have these toroidal field lines structured and, I guess, imprinted into the memory of the water and this ice, potentially, and the electromagnetic chemistry of the torsion field is another very interesting aspect and principle that I got out of thinking on this and reflecting on what we're looking at, as well as other experiments that I've done with the coils in electrolysis, in electrochemistry, and the fact that in my anodes and cathodes, when I have the triple toroid solenoids that create electric magnetic fields or electromagnet force, when you put current through it, that is actually affecting the outcome of the actual chemistry itself, the electrical chemical reactions, and explains why on some sides it's red and other sides it's blue, because oxygen magnetic, hydrogen not, and that depending where the field is, that it will alternate and have different chemical reactions going on. Very interesting here. This is a close-up of monoatomic silver, as well as some diatomic oxidized silver at the bottom there. You can see the blue, but that I was doing the first rinse. I had poured all the water out of the top. When you look at something like this, right? So you just have the ormus at the bottom and then all the water at the top. And then you pour this water out when you're rinsing it to get the salt out, and you refill it with fresh water, and then it gets all mixed up like that. And that's what we're looking at right here. But I did it during a full moon. I always rinse the silver during full moons, and sure enough, it almost goes neon. Like, yes, there's a bright LED light behind it, but the fact that it goes so bright yellowy green, very fascinating. And then it settles and it goes back to being white. It's very anomalous. Showing some pictures of it there. Here we have the pink crystalline state of copper up on screen, and that is the state that Sir Isaac Newton stated metals are in a crystal form and can be transmutated from one physical element into another. That right there is actually the shine, the refraction of copper crystals reflecting the light, and there's actual crystals on that. Here we have some zinc or copper nanotubes forming. Yeah, it's a zinc nanotubes forming off of the zinc anode on the inside. They grow, they're self-arranging, and they create the nanotubes. Very, very peculiar stuff on how they self-organize and make these different structures. It's almost as if intelligent, but not quite. But I bring it up and show it because of some of the other AI discussion videos I've been listening to. And here we have another example of these nanotubes. This is triple copper 2 solenoid coils, and growing off of it, not blue, but green, and some almost black and brown, and I guess, yeah, green nanotubes of copper. Copper nanotubes self-arranging as if they're alive. And here we have The black nano coating, another color of Sir Isaac Newton's transmutational metals. Here we have that's silver. This is gold, MonoAtomics. Then the spiraling, self-organization of the spiral. And is it this plasma just, is it conscious? Is the direction, is it alive? Regardless, it's doing it all on its own. And what is the force and direction behind this structure and self-organization? Here we have more monoatomic gold and some monoatomic gold and silver at the top there. No, it did it through its own. It will always, so anytime I put or add additional water into one of the jars or containers, it's all of a sudden just goes up in from a cloud, and then it goes and creates that spiral as it self-organizes into a new homeostasis within it. It's very interesting stuff. Yeah, and exactly, contraption. 100% that I've been thinking the same thing. Is it reflective? Does it go clockwise in the north and counterclockwise in the south, and vice versa? Very, very interesting. I'm gonna start paying attention to that and documenting it. Here we got gold nano crystals right there. Very fascinating stuff these crystals were. Hey, shout out that Dazzle, good to see you. Interesting. I will check it out, my friend. Okay, so the relevance of it and the videos I wanted to play quickly. I guess first we'll finish this presentation of the pictures. There you can see another nanotube growing off the gold. You got the blue and orange, the pure white. Some more of the nano structures, the tubes, and different self-organization of structures that form. Here we have red and pink state aluminum, copper, silver, and copper. You can see the red there, the oxidized, and the yellow, with the thin line of white separating the green and the yellow. How the chemistry and the different oxidization and hydride formations happen. It's very, very strange. Here we got pink and red state iron and copper, and also it formed a white nanotube that had gone from the top to the bottom, but then it broke when I hit the bottle there. It jiggled and it broke, but it had grown and remained there for about a solid year. Here we have an exclusion zone right at the top. Always happens. Very fascinating. Oops. Some of the pink and white red state. And it's all copper, right? It's like, how does it change all of these different colors? Very, very fascinating. Here we got another spiral with the self-organization. 2 spirals of the self-organization. The oxygen trapped on the anode triple solenoid because of its magnetic field. So here you can see that's one of these is this guy right there. Probably like that one. That one is what you're looking at right here. And then this guy, it's like one of those sort of things. One of those. There we go. One of them. Different colors of the Ormus. Shout out Stephen A. Smash that like button, baby. Yes, please. Nanotube growth. Remind me how lightning strike. Yeah, it is kind of similar and it's interesting that way. Good observation. I like that. Okay. Here you can see, right, the different blocks as they're put or arranged in the modern day, less accurate periodic table compared to that's just 2 of, I believe, 20 or 30 different charts and tables that Walter Russell made of the periodic tables and of elements, and that will be me, aka me, myself, and I, Bernie, Bert, and Ernie, will be transferring or demonstrating or plotting out the different blocks and separations of the academic periodic table compared or onto the Walter Russell periodic tables, so that we'll get the best possible picture and connection of how these elements actually form and work, and the cold nuclear harmonic fusion, plasma fusion, field fusion that we're seeing and that nature works with. All right, so on that note, love you all. Thank you for being here, and we will see you on the next one.
You crazy mother. Yeah.
It's just Bernie. Hey, Bernie, just like last week, huh?
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes, I'm planning on doing it this summer.